This September marked the 10th anniversary of the national observance of Welcoming Week, which is a celebration of those who are committed to welcoming newcomers into the country. For this milestone event, the Center for New Americans and the Forbes Library, both based in Northampton, have launched an oral history project designed to record and archive immigrant stories. Zydalis Bauer spoke with organizers and participants of the project to learn more.
Welcoming Week is a national initiative for cities and communities to showcase their commitment to welcoming immigrants into their communities by holding community-wide events where native-born and newcomer residents can participate together.
And so during this year's Welcoming Week celebration, so Center for New Americans and Forbes Library, as I said, both located in Northampton, are launching a special project, an oral history project. Where did the concept of this idea come from?
So in 2020, Forbes Library received a grant from the Mass Board of Library Commissioners to strengthen our local history collections through oral history work and collaborations with community organizations like Center for New Americans and Northampton Open Media and other great local organizations that we have a history of collaborating with. One of the areas of focus that we wanted to concentrate on was the history and lived experiences of immigrants and refugees who have come to live in our area. We really feel strongly that it's to the benefit of the public at large that we preserve a history that reflects the city as it is today for the people of future generations to understand Northampton and the larger area.
And so Kawud, you are one of the former students from Center for New Americans, and you participated in this oral history project. So tell me about your experience and the story that you shared during this process.
So I met with LAURIE, and she already introduced me to library. And I went there, I talk about my story. Because where I grew up, no school and no road, no hospital. Even today, people are still living like that. So when I come here, I feel like it's good for me to go to school and then get something I can help people back, or I can do whatever I can. But what I just need to say here is like Center for New America is so important for immigrants.
And how does it feel for you to be part of this project, knowing that your voice will forever be part of this area's history?
For me, I feel it's so important for me to join this project because I have my voice is hard because I grew up where no school. So I need to tell people really we need to have a school. Even leave school, having pencil or having book is not easy. But coming to United States, like you used to live with a book and a pencil, you will surprise and thinking like, what happened? So that is like, I'm so happy to be like, join this project and continue whatever I can.
Now, capturing stories is a process, just kind of narrowing down what story you want to tell, and then the art of recording it. And also, I want to mention that some of these participants are recording it in their second language. And so that's also a challenge as well. What was the process like? What goes into recording these stories? How has it been?
So through this grant, we were able to get audio recording equipment, camera equipment. So we film these interviews as well as having an oral interview, but we're very conscious of the challenge. I myself cannot speak any language other than English. So to put myself in the shoes of the person being interviewed, and I know in Quid's case, he speaks, I believe, 5 languages.
Wow.
And his lived experiences travel a much broader area. So I think we have to find ways to be more accessible and include the ability for people to tell their story in their own language in this project.
And Kawud, how was it for you recording it? Was it nerve-wracking? I know recording is a lot different than just talking to somebody about your story. So how did you feel to be in the seat doing that?
I feel comfortable because oral story is so important than writing a story because it's so easy for the people to understand you what you have. And that's why I'm so happy when I meet with Center for New America and LAURIE, because what is good, history is so important. Like, let's say, like, if you're born in the United States and you never travel somewhere, like you feel like everywhere, like people have at the same life, but we live in a different world. That's what I'm just liking to, like, sharing my story to the other people, and then they know we are just very far and we have different world. We need to see really, like, faster what we need to do about it.
So this project has been launched and it will be ongoing as you continue capturing stories of these immigrants. What happens with the stories after they're recorded? What's the plan for them?
So the plan is to share them all with the community at large. We are very conscious of the sensitive nature of a lot of these stories. So any narrator who is interviewed has the decision to, if they said something that they don't want shared, to ask for that to be taken out before it's shared publicly. But ultimately, these stories will be put online for the benefit of the community at large, so they can learn about these people's lived experiences. They will also live in the archives here on our physical drives to make sure that we can preserve them for generations.
And what value does having this archive add to the community?
I think it's very important because I think it builds empathy, it builds understanding. We have to understand that there's a theme that for the interviews that we've done so far, there's a few common themes that stand out. And these are people who are trying to escape violence and make a better lives for themselves, for their families, people who are seeking education, people who have courage and had to work hard just to reach this point. And I think it's up to us to listen to their experiences so that we can grow and that we can understand the community that we have right now.
As the project continues and you look for more participants, how would you encourage people to record their stories and be part of this oral history project?
Yeah, so we're hoping through our partnership with Northampton Open Media to create a regular time where people could come in. We would have the equipment set up and they can share their experiences and stories with us and those of their families.
And could, as a participant of this project, what would you share with others who are thinking about doing this, or maybe they're kind of hesitant about doing this? What would you want to tell them?
What I need to tell the people, like, especially when I need to talk, I talk about, like, us, we come here immigrant. But the first thing what we need to do, we need to get, like, those projects, like, let's say, like Center for New America. So you need to learn English. After you learn English, and just because they will teach you, like, learning English, write English, and just culture for the America and everything. So if you learn those, you will be good for everything and you will just get your life easy. But the bigger thing I need to, like, tell the people, you need to go out and meet with the people who need to help people. No one can come to you if you are at home. You need to go meet a people. Like the way I go out and meet with Center for New America.